HDPlus training video, part 3, expert functions. So far we've seen how to log into HDPlus, how to create a ticket, how to look at my list, how to search. Now we're going to see the expert functionality. So our expert user is going to log in and support the open tickets that are in the system. In this case, he could certainly use the login ID, but let's go to the My List shortcut. And we're presented with the login screen, so expert user first logs in. Once logged in, he's taken to the expert screen, or I'm sorry, the My List screen, or the expert My List screen, put it that way. And right now he has 4 tickets. It's listing the tickets for the user expert. They're all work in progress. Recall, this is that ticket that's in an escalated status. But let's also say that this expert user is also the team leader for his team. And as such, it's also his responsibility to check group lists to see what other tickets might exist for the entire group, to make sure they're being worked, and are there any new tickets. So we're looking at my list right now. We're going to look at group lists, and when we do, we notice at the very bottom is a new ticket, HD27. It was a ticket created by the user, demo user. No one's assigned to it, and it's an unassigned status ticket. So now if you look at the group list, you'll see there's all kinds of different statuses. There are tickets that are assigned to experts that are waiting to be worked. Some are in an in progress status, which means the expert not only is assigned a ticket but started working on it. There's 2 more assigned tickets. There's another in progress ticket, another assigned, another in progress, and then the one we're interested in for this demo, the unassigned ticket. So why don't we open that ticket and let's assign it. So we'll open up this ticket number 27. But before I do that, let me just jump back to my list real quick. Remember, there's only 4 tickets in my list. So we're going to go back to group list, go down to that ticket that's in an unassigned status, and bring up this ticket. This looks familiar. This is the ticket the user was unable to log into SAP, and it was a priority 5, if you'll recall, which is a 24-hour turnaround. So now I'm going to assign it to someone. So to do that, I'm going to click on the update function and go down to the group. By the way, I could reassign it to a different group as well. And so I've got some experts that I could assign this ticket to make life easier, so I don't have to log in and log out. I'm just going to assign it to myself. I'm the user expert right now. Notice the up here, who's logged in, expert user. So I'm going to assign the ticket to expert user and save the changes. And so now, if I go back to list, back to group list, you'll see that ticket is now assigned to the expert user. And if I go to my list for the user expert user, remember earlier we looked at this and there was only 4 tickets, now there's 5. So that new ticket is now appearing in my list, so I've got some work to do. Well, let's work this ticket. So I'll go to the ticket HD27 and I'll open it up, and you can see that activity. Here's where it went from unassigned with a timestamp to assigned, with the timestamp. And now that I've got the ticket, I'm ready to begin to work the ticket. So I will do an update, and I'm going to click on Start and save it. And what that did, again, I'm going to go back to Activity. There's things here we could do in multiple steps, but I'm doing them one at a time for the purpose of demonstrating the tool. So if you look at Activity now, you'll see that ticket was unassigned, then it was assigned, and now it's in a work in progress. So right now the clock's ticking because I'm working on this ticket. So that you're going to see the time spent incrementing. While that's happening, let me go back and show you priority. I could override the priority of this ticket if I choose to. So if I wanted to do that, I could do an update, go down, you see priority is blanked out. Allow me the option to override it. I could move this ticket up in priority if I wanted to. I'll leave it as it was. And I could also put in a related ticket. Maybe there's another ticket that I noticed in the system where somebody else can't log into SAP. So these tickets might be related. But for now, we'll just leave that blank. And you'll see it's gone back to priority 5. Nothing's changed. Oh, and our clock is incremented now 1 minute. So I think I know what to do here. I'm going to reset this user's password. So I go into the system, the SAP system, reset their password, and now I'm ready to close this ticket. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to do an update to my ticket again, and you see our time is continuing to increment. And as before, if I happen to see some other tickets that are similar to this, I might want to identify those tickets in the related ticket. For now, I'm going to say the user password needed to be reset. And the resolution is reset the user's password. And then last, I could put in a follow-up reminder so that HDPlus could remind me that maybe I need to follow up on this tomorrow, make sure everything is okay. So I'll just put a note in, follow up with user tomorrow. As you can see, expert users are not very good spellers or typists. And so now I could complete the ticket. I'm not going to complete it just yet. I want to let the clock run a little bit more. Well, it just updated. Now it's been 3 minutes, but let me look at the activity. We've gone from unassigned to assigned. We've done a couple of updates. So we've got 2 different timestamps of when we opened up the ticket and did an update. Well, now we're going to do a third one. So what we're going to do now is go in and close the ticket and save the changes. And so now it calculated 3 minutes to do this. And we went from an unassigned ticket to an assigned status to in progress. I had made 2 updates while I was working this ticket, and it's in a completed progress or completed status now. The only other thing I want to point out is that once the ticket is closed, activity cannot be updated anymore. It's now a read-only status, and that's for a reason. This becomes an audit trail. So if auditors come in at some point and they're reviewing tickets, the last thing the auditors are going to want to see is that you're able to go back into a ticket and updated it and improved your repair time. So we lock that down, and we allow you to make changes while the ticket is being worked, but when the ticket is completed, no more changes. And you'll notice that down here we've got the problem and the resolution, root cause, and a follow-up. So this ticket is complete. If I go back to my list now, remember I had 5 tickets? I only have 4 now, because that completed ticket is off of my radar screen. And the same with group list. It's no longer in the group list either. So as these tickets are completed, the list, reduces and expands. We can go do a search. We had looked at search earlier. Maybe I just want to see the search for completed tickets. And you'll see here are some completed tickets. And the last one is number 27. And then the last thing I'll show you, and I'm going to go into more detail on reports in the next lesson, reports and KPIs, but this is a report generator. You can create custom reports, or you can use some of the reports that we create for you. Reports that are created by the admin user, because this user is at a higher level, are grayed out, which means they can't be changed. And users' reports that were created at this level, we're able to make changes to. There's a little feature over here called subscription, kind of an interesting piece of functionality that I really like. Notice this one down here, open incident tickets. Its subscription is daily. That means that as the expert user, I will get an email every day with a list of open tickets. That's a feature I really like. And this can be shared. For example, if you were the team leader, you could create a report of all the open incident tickets for your group, share that with your group, select a subscription of daily. I'm going to show you that in the next video. And your team would get an email. Every member of your team would get an email every morning at 8 o'clock with all the open tickets. That's a very helpful bit of functionality. And again, if you need help doing that, go to tutorial. There's a little short tutorial on reports and KPI. So this concludes the expert functionality. I didn't mean to show you the KPIs just yet, but now that I clicked on the home screen, I guess I'll have to show them to you. Here are what KPIs look like. We've got 3. One is active tickets. Another one is active tickets for just the expert user, and then closed tickets by expert. And along with that, it gives you a trending graph. Over some period of time, it's going to show you the last 30 days. You can expand this out to see the last 60 days, the last 90, the last 180. I generally leave it on the last 30 days. It's up to your personal preference. This bar graph here is showing for the group HDPlus and how many open tickets we have right now. I can click on that bar graph and it takes me to the group list for my group, shows me those 8 tickets. So that was a little bit of a preview into reporting and KPI, and we're going to go into that one in more detail on the next video. Thank you.